It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos, and it's all up next.
Thank you. On a cold night at the foot of the Rockies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, Colorado. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Denver Broncos. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, such a great quarterbacking tradition here in the Mile High City. It continues with the presence now of Russell Wilson. What's your outlook of year two?
Cautiously optimistic, because Russell Wilson, a down year last year, but he's been so great throughout his career, you expect him to get back to those heights. Pair him with Sean Payton, the new head coach, put those two minds together, and I'm expecting Denver to be much improved.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Vikings, we know all about the skilled players on offense, but they're looking to make up some ground on the defensive side of the ball this season, as they were second from the bottom in total defense a year ago.
What they want to do is find a way to be more consistent on that side of the ball and not rely on making big plays late in games in order to secure victories. They want to be able to stop people earlier. That's what they're looking to do in 2023.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson.
I will see more than trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Here's 2nd and 10. A man who was lost for the year in Week 4 last season. Here's Javonte Williams. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. Brandon Powell deep for Minnesota. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain night, and it's a good one. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. They'll be led out by a 7th-year pro and a literal rocket scientist. Here's Joshua Dobbs.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. They run for the first time with Ty Chandler. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Here's Madison running on first down. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
18 Cardinal. Let's go.
Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. And his throw is incomplete.
In When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Now Dobbs. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. DJ Jones with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
After the interception, here's Wilson.
That's to the rookie, Marvin Mims.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 2.
At the 34-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Now we give up the middle to Williams. Fights him off.
He'll take this to the 46.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
They go play action now. Wilson.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
This is caught inside the 15. A huge play there for Denver. And even 40 yards.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense. But on game day, they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well.
And they're going to get it. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now.
The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go.
Hey. Trap 60, trap 60.
Back to throw, Dobbs. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Dobbs. And incomplete on the deep ball. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now. Back deep for Denver, the rookie Marvin Mims. Returnable here from the 38. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now it's Wilson.
A short one to the tight end, Troutman.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football.
That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big pickup of 38. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
At the 15-yard line.
Here's Wilson to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
3rd and long. It's Wilson.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
A 36-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They are still in search of their first points in the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a 1st down. On play action, it's Dobbs.
He lets one go deep for Addison.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Running from the shotgun with Madison. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison.
50 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Vikings.
Dobbs looking to throw on 1st down. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked up by Pat Surtain.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown from 8 yards out. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bulling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13.
This taken in right around the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense. Well, this is a half for not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Dobbs.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Here's Dobbs to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. Now, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
That is caught, and he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Wilson will throw again. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Wilson. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and it will be Vikings ball 1st and 10.
This offense returns to the fold along with running back Alexander Madison.
He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the second quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. Wonder if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so, because the run has been very effective for them.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Dobbs is throwing. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Throwing on 2nd and long. Dobbs looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing here, Dobbs. And that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading the... And just like that, on we head to half number 2. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, that counts as a forward pass. And then you can say, Tim, look at that. You completed 3, 4, 5 in a row. Now you got to get your confidence going.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll go Madison up the middle, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage will be found.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Vikings! Jordan Addison, 77 yards. And the Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And that'll make it 13-7. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And Jordan Addison capped it off with a touchdown catch. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
On 2nd down, Williams. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to...
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jordan Addison in the offense out for another drive.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
We'll get this up to about the 44.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety, being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Here we go. Set.
8-yard pickup. First down, Vikings.
Going to run with Madison again. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
75 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
26. A gain of 14. And the Vikings
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
On the handoff, it's Madison. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 17. Yeah, he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Now Dobbs. Dancing to his left. Now the ball comes loose. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Now a give to Madison. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Madison, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Dobbs to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings! Alexander Madison from 4 yards out. And the Vikings have tied the ball game with a chance to go ahead now in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. So a strong showing so far in this 3rd quarter, and now they're poised to move in front.
Yeah, for whatever reason, they were very slow to get into the flow of the game. And while puzzling, it does happen from time to time. But they're certainly in the flow now. Zero doubt about that.
Joseph on for the extra point. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. A 10-play drive that time. And it's polished off by a Viking score.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They begin the drive with Williams. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Welcome back now to Denver. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 3.
Now Wilson.
He'll get this to his tight end, Trapper.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's Wilson.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
On 3rd down, Wilson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead up to 4th down.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Going to begin the drive here with Madison. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll run it with Madison. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
115 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Here now, 2nd and 4.
Another carry now from Madison.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Dobbs. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Broncos are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do, though.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Going on the ground with Madison.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Buffalo 18.
Delay of game, offense.
That's not good enough, man.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 2nd down.
Okay, 3. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. And this one's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock, and a tight 1-point game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. Dobbs. And they hit him as he throws as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Broncos will take over on downs. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed. But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Throwing now is Wilson.
A short one to the tight end, Troutman.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Wilson to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first. And they are knocking on the door of field goal range now.
Now Wilson. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. Here's 2nd down and 3. Here's Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On 3rd down, here's Williams. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th. Wow.
Charles, what a big drive late in the 4th quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the fourth quarter yet. They've helped make this comeback possible with their defensive play. Now they get a chance to finish this game off.
And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And the formula there on the two-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure they have someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
This is 1st and 10. Now Dobbs.
He's got him in. Complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Dobbs.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Here comes 2nd down.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
He's back to throw. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
And this crowd doing their best to make a lot of racket. It's 3rd and 5.
Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. A really nice knockdown. He gets so much pressure in these situations on defensive backs. What are they taught?
Play the ball, not the man, because if you have a pass interference penalty in this spot, boy, oh boy, you put your team in a bad place.
And they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. The win for the Broncos, seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football.